Joining us now for the first time, he's House Majority Whip, Congressman Tom Emmer. Great to see you, Congressman, and congratulations on your new position.
Thank you, Liz. Great to be with you.
Okay, we've got Texas Republican Pat Fallon. He filed impeachment articles to House Judiciary against Homeland Security Secretary Mayorkas. What are the high crimes and misdemeanors here? Because, you know, I tell you, Americans are sick and tired of how abused the border has been. There's a real war for control of the border against the drug and human trafficking cartels. But what are the high crimes and misdemeanors?
Well, actually, to your point, if you think about this, President Biden understands there is a new majority in town, Liz. That's why he scrambled to get his butt down to the border to El Paso last weekend for his first visit for something that he's denied even existed for the last couple of years. You've got almost 4.5 million illegals have been apprehended at our southern border in the past 2 years. Last month alone, you had almost 75,000 gotaways. This is unprecedented and it's unacceptable. And House Republicans are going to hold the Biden administration accountable with both the power of the purse and the power of the subpoena. And what Pat did is he's filing articles of impeachment, and he said that Mayorkas lied to Congress. Quite frankly, he's not doing his job. He is ignoring his mission, which is to protect the southern border and, quite frankly, the safety and security of American citizens, not just on the border, because every state, we would argue today, is a border state because of the fentanyl that's crossing that border every day.
You need 2/3 of the Senate to convict. Democrats control the chamber. You going to convince them?
I don't know about that, but you definitely need to continue to raise the awareness. Like I said, this president has denied you even have a problem. This administration has denied this problem for the past 2 years. President Biden recognizes we have a new majority in town. That is why, for the first time ever, he got his rear end down to the southern border, and literally, they cleared the streets of El Paso so he could have a sanitized visit. So he really didn't do much. But the point is, you got to continue to raise this for the American public, because this is going to be an issue today, it's going to be an issue tomorrow, and it's going to be an issue going to the presidential election in 2024. House Republicans are going to make sure that, one, we address the issue to try and solve the problem. And if this administration refuses to, the American public is going to be well aware of who is responsible and why it's happening.
Well, to your point, let's watch Secretary Mayorkas testify. He claims in testimony that the border is secure. Watch this.
The border is secure. The border, we are working to make the border more secure. That has been a historic challenge.
Secretary Mayorkas, do you continue to maintain that the border is secure?
Yes, and we are working day in and day out to enhance its security, Congressman. Right. There's no question that the number of encounters that we are experiencing at the border is straining our system. And this harkens back to the question you previously posed, which is we're operating within a system that is fundamentally broken.
Okay, so he says it's fundamentally broken in a podcast, but then testify it's secure. How can he say it's secure when 98 terrorists on the watch list were caught trying to cross? I mean, this is just a generation after 9/11.
Liz, let me translate what Secretary Mayorkas is really saying to the American people, and more importantly, in those instances, to Congress. He's saying, are you going to believe me, or are you going to believe your lying eyes? He has not been doing his job. The southern border is not secure. You talk about the folks on the terrorist watch list that are coming across. You've got approximately 300 Americans per day that are dying from fentanyl overdoses, and the fentanyl is coming across that southern border. Everybody knows it. These people know it, and they're not doing anything about it. So I'm going to keep going back to it. They wouldn't do anything about it. Now they know there's a new majority in town, and they are going to try and cover their tracks. But quite frankly, unless they're willing to do what needs to be done to close that border, the open border that they've created, we're going to continue to raise the issue so Americans understand just how serious this is. The administration has to be held accountable, Liz.
All right.
In short.
We're going to stay on it. Congressman, thanks for joining us. It's good to see you again.